scream truth resides.
A few days ago, there was a interview done on the UK's Daily Star that had William Ospreay on it, and he made some comments about WWE. Now, I pulled up what he exactly said because I'm not a fan of when sites quote people for saying things, because a lot of times they they take things and kind of jumble what they say to, so they get clicks on their website. Happens all the time. People say they claim that they said something, but they take it out of context. So this report is saying that William Ospreay openly criticized WWE while framing AEW as superior in nearly every in-ring metric. The tribalism is a fire AEW and its supporters want to put out. Ospreay isn't just stroking it; he's drenching it in gasoline. If tribalism is a fire, AEW and its supporters want to put it out. No, they don't. No, they don't. If you haven't noticed on Twitter, it's the big one. Diehard AEW fans are the most fucking toxic fans out there. Yes, WWE has those too, but I feel like a lot of the majority of people who watch WWE kind of think let's just watch wrestling together. We'll like things, we don't like things, we'll watch some things that we like and not like, and we'll go from there. But the AEW fans, they have to defend the diehard ones. Sorry, the diehard fans have to defend every fucking thing that AEW does, and it's stupid. It's like, okay, this was shit. Why are you praising it? It wasn't good. So why are we doing this? But because they have to be in that circle, they will praise whatever it is. It's so stupid. Again, WWE has some of those fans as well, but I think that there is a vast majority of those fans in AEW than WWE. And their normal criticism is oh WWE is the greatest and whatever, blah 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 blah. It's well, yeah, WWE is doing great. If this was a podcast that was taking place, I think it was 2015, 16, if that started, guess what? I'd be shitting all over WWE because that era is fucking garbage. It is the worst that WWE ever was. There was some good things. Again, Bray Wyatt, the Shield. Actually, I think the Shield might have been broken up by then. I can't remember. The Wyatt family, the Shield. A few other things. AJ Styles coming in and having a little bit with Dean Ambrose, that was okay. But the majority of WWE was shit at that point of time. So bad that I stopped watching. They made oh shit, what is his name? He was part of the 3MB 3-man band. Not Drew, not the other guy, not the blonde hair guy. I can't remember his name, but they made him WWE champion because they were doing a deal with Saudi Arabia. It was basically we're only going to put you over because of this reason. And it was so fucking stupid because the guy was literally been gone forever, comes back, gets his ass kicked for if I remember correctly, it was 6 months. And then now he's WWE champion. He held it for, God, I can't remember how long he held it. Maybe it was a year, maybe half a year, something like that. Close to a year. But that whole time, up until I would say COVID is when things started turning around for WWE. Because like I said, it was just shit. It was so fucking bad. So bad. It's it was unwatchable. And if you did watch WWE during that time, it was the pay-per-views. Because Raw and SmackDown was just garbage. But the pay-per-views were great. they're always putting on a great show for the pay-per-views 9 out of 10 times. So you just watch the pay-per-views, get a recap of what's going on, watch the match, and then you wait for the next pay-per-view. That's basically how it went because the show was so bad. But anyways, Ospreay was admitting that he was a kid. As a kid, he was a WWE fan. He enjoyed watching stars like Randy Orton, Eddie Guerrero, and Edge, who is now Cope in AEW. But he eventually grew tired of the product, calling it Pantamp. I can't read, guys. If you haven't noticed, I have like a 3rd grade reading level. I know it's terrible, or it could be dumb. It's probably that. He praised AEW for storytelling and creativity, which is crazy because their storytelling is garbage and their creativity is bad. So, and like we've talked about this before, a lot of times Tony Khan comes up with an idea and the wrestlers are like, now scratch that, I'm going to do it this way, which is half the reason why a lot of the shit is shit. So, like I said, I wanted to make sure that, I wasn't taking things out of context of what he was saying. So I pulled the interview of when he was talking about this. Is the last question of the interview. I think it was like 25, 30 minutes long. So if you guys want to watch that, go over to the UK, what was called UK Daily Star to watch the full interview. You might have to, boost the audio though, like I had to, but
is there
William
like
Ospreay.
a wrestling kind of community camaraderie, like good feeling? Because I remember seeing you with Sasha Banks, who at that time was with as Sasha Banks at WWE before she came to AEW, having a chat kind of after your match at Wembley. And it made me think, is there generally a kind of camaraderie, respect between WWE talent, AEW talent, like the wrestling community, or is it more like a rivalry?
I think it's a bit of both, to be honest with you. Like, I think deep down we know that WWE is like, it's a machine, it's an animal. It's gonna be like they're in like giant stadiums and they're doing so good, but like a lot of people look at us and just go like, what, like we're doing it wrong because WWE are doing this, and it's just like, no, there's just different ways of doing it, hey. And like I happily say, yeah, I got into WWE when I was a kid, but like when I became like a teenager, I just thought it was lame. There were certain guys that I enjoyed, like Eddie Guerrero's one, Edge was another one, like Randy Orton's sick. But like after a while, I just was just like, this is so pantomiming, and like I always remember like when people would go like, especially coming up in wrestling, it was like less is more, and like, is it like because I'm bored.
Okay, so let me stop that right there. A lot of times, less is more. A lot of times, you're trying to tell a story of the match, and going 100 miles an hour the whole time, no one's going to remember that. And you want people to, be involved and kind of, not only have a good time, but remember why they're having a good time, so they come back and you can buy more they sell more tickets and they come to more events. Yeah, I'm always told less is more. I had a match with Donkey Boy Bandit in the Limitless Dojo, and we went, I think, 6 minutes. In that 6 minutes, we did a fuckload of shit. Like, it was, at that time, I was in pretty good shape. I'm in terrible shape now, which I have to, do everything I can to get myself ready for the 24th. But in that 6 minutes, everybody in there, every teacher was in there, said the exact same thing. It's like, that 6-minute match, you could have made 12 minutes or even 15. You went 0 to 100 the whole time, didn't let anything, anything breathe or sink in. You just spot. A lot like William Ospreay does. However, not that William Ospreay is a terrible wrestler. I enjoy a lot of his stuff, especially when he's wrestling, guys that were formerly in WWE or can even do that style. But I don't think a lot of times he let things breathe. And it's just like, oh, next spot. A lot of people have that, thought of, that's the next thing that I need to do. What's the next thing I need to do? What's the next thing I need to do? Instead of letting that moment sink in, letting it breathe, let the audience, kind of, take in what's going on, and then continue on to have an even better match, and when William does do that, it's great, it's like, oh my God, what's next? Is he going to, take control of this match and finally get up on this bad guy type thing? So again, it's the kind of the new style wrestling. Like, there is a lot of guys who do that. It's just spot fest. I like to tell a story in my match. I like to let things breathe, especially since I'm fucking now almost 400 pounds. I think I've dropped quite a bit of weight, thankfully, lately. But as a almost 400-pound guy, I need to have things that, can allow the audience to get more involved into, especially so I can fucking breathe, because I'm dying. I'm dying. I did a match in for Crown of Maine, and like I realized like I was needed to change something because I was so bad in shape. I don't think I did it like as best as I could in that match. But again, two different style wrestling. People like to do the spot fest. I like to tell the story. It's you basically at the end of the day, they call it wrestling your flavor of ice cream. You either like chocolate or vanilla, basically. Some people like chocolate, some people like vanilla, So it is what it is, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Like it's the same stuff. It's recycled and it's over and over again. And every now and again you get something cool, like the CM Punk pipe bomb promo. Like every now and again something like, whoa, that was sick. And like WWE are on fire now, but like I still, as not only just a viewer but as a wrestler, I just don't enjoy it. I think like I haven't watched WrestleMania. Like what I've heard is it wasn't the best Mania. In maybe like Io, Rhea, and Bianca was the only sick match on there.
Okay, first things first. WrestleMania was fucking fantastic. Second thing, 100% agree. That match was the best match of night 2. The opening was the best match of night 2. They fucking killed it, those girls. They did an amazing job. Both nights were great. First night was amazing. Second night was great until the main event. I fucking hated the main event. And I think that's what maybe that he's getting that information from, because for a lot of people, the main event ruined the show for them. Because, we were all expecting The Rock to show up and he didn't show up. They had Travis Scott. No offense to Travis Scott. I don't give a shit about Travis Scott. I really don't. And I feel like a lot of other fans have the same opinion. They don't give a shit about Travis Scott. And I think that moment would have been a lot better if it was The Rock coming in and doing things. And we had that rumor that maybe Stone Cold would have showed up. And I understand that that could have been like similar to last year's WrestleMania, but everybody was expecting that moment to happen. And it didn't. We got Travis Scott instead. And it just killed it. And then on top of that, we had John Cena, who has been for weeks saying, he's going to bring the championship home. You're not a good wrestler. You're a mark. You don't even know who you are type shit. And as well as, at, what was it? Elimination. Was it Elimination Chamber? I believe it was Elimination Chamber, where he turned on the fans, John Cena, and beat the living piss out of Cody Rhodes. So that moment where he had the belt and he could have hit John, I think a lot of people wanted him to do it and they didn't, and that kind of ruined it, which I believe he should have. This guy has fucked you for weeks. He sold his soul to The Rock, who is no longer in the story, which is the stupidest fucking thing. You built a storyline, and now you're no longer in the storyline to finish the storyline. He should have hit him with the belt, and maybe they should have done a different finish. Maybe that was the idea. and The Rock, didn't show up to WrestleMania. So for him saying that, it was a terrible WrestleMania, no, it was pretty fucking good, especially night one. I think if you get rid of the main event at night two and you did that with those girls for main event, I think it would have been a lot better night, but that's my opinion. Or, The Rock actually coming and doing his job. Anyways, back to Ospreay.
Which, three of them are sick, right? They're three of the best wrestlers, period. But for me, I just never was a WWE guy. I respect it, and I respect the guys doing it. That schedule is like crazy, and I commend them all for doing it. I just didn't like it. I don't like the show. I don't like the style of wrestling. I don't like the presentation. It's got better. I love the one shots that they've been doing, but I've never been a big fan of it. So that's why when like AEW came along and they went with more like the sports-based stylize of it, it was something that I could sink my teeth into. Even right, this isn't sports-based at all, more presentation. When Hangman came out with the Dark Order by his side, like, you don't have to be a cowboy. I was like, that still to this day gives me goosebumps. Because I thought, like, that's how you take, like, a group of, like, because the Dark Order are, like, for me, a group of nobodies. Like, they're the misfits. And they told this beautiful story about coming together and the cowboy leading them and becoming cowboy.
I think the biggest problem with AEW is that they don't know how to build stars. For that reason, the Dark Order. Nobody knows who the fucking Dark Order is and shit like that, which is crazy because the Dark Order at the beginning of AEW was a big fucking deal. They were over as shit, and where are they now? Where are they now? They're here and there, but I can't even remember the last time the Dark Order was on the show besides that event with Hangman. So I think that's what the main gripe that people have with AEW is that they can't get you to invest into a character because not only the stories are garbage, but you see them go here and there. They come, they go. Like I was making the joke that like, where the fuck is Daniel Garcia? One of the biggest, names that was around in the beginning. He was hot. He was supposed to be in WWE. If you haven't watched that interview with Chris Jericho, supposed to be in WWE. He said a comment. They took offense to it, and they never talked to him again. So he went to AEW, and he was hot in AEW. Did shit with Punk. Did a bunch of shit. He got over, and they just. Where did he go? He disappeared for a long time. Is he in RH? Maybe. I don't know. I don't fucking watch RH because you gotta have I think you have to have a subscription to watch RH. Yeah, it's just me.
It's like this is sick. This is like it's I don't want to use the word cinema, but it was like a beautiful movie that just portrayed right in front of our eyes, and I just couldn't believe that this is AEW. So like, I love that. I love the fact that they did different stuff like an exploding barbed wire death match. Like, I mean, look, it didn't go according to plan, but like, at least they're like daring to try those things. Like, and I think they're just lessons. I think honestly, if I want to be the next Guinness.
God, that freaking match, that explosion match was so bad. Not because it ruined the ending. The ending ruined it. I wish they could do something like that again. Of course, they can't with the arenas. They did it with COVID, but oh my God, that was such a big fuck up. They were the laughing stock for months. Oh, I really wish they could, do it again and maybe have that moment again where it's an actual like holy shit. But whatever.
Pick for that match, I would happily volunteer myself to do an exploding barbed wire death match. But like, of course, like, I respect WWE and I admire everyone there, and a lot of people think I hate Triple H, and I really don't. Like, I've no problem. I've never met the guy before in my life, but for me, there's always this little bit of rivalry where I'll just be like, yeah, you guys are the biggest. Yeah, you guys are drawing the bigger houses. Yeah, you guys got the bigger deals. But the moment the bell rings, I think we're better than all of them. Like, I think, honestly, on my worst day, I'm better than...
No, you're not. You're not better. How would I know you're not better? Like this. I can show you right here. Ah, the latest AEW and Raw ratings. Look at this. It start, 2020, 841, quarter 3, quarter 4, 2020, 820, 2001, quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4, 7,705, 775,000. Sorry, I can't talk either, apparently. 954,000, 1 million. I think that's when Punk showed up, doing Punk shit. 940,000. 2022, all those quarters, 1,900,000. See, they were doing great. 20, 21, 22, keeping around that range of 1,900,000. And then we got to 2023 and 2024, and just shit has dropped. 907, 955, got back up in quarter 3, 885, down again, 828. Quarter 1, 810, quarter 2, 712 for 2024, 696, 610,000, 610,000, 618,000. Like, they're dropping every year. Their ratings are going lower and lower and lower. Can't take account of 2025 because, well, besides quarter 1, because quarter 1's over, but right now quarter 2 is 609,000. But we look at WWE Raw, and everything is staying within 100, with like up and down within that same region. It's 1,761, 1,721. 1,851, 1,751, 1,791. 2021 was their worst year for quarter 4. 631 million. 1,631,000. Then 1,763, 765, 867. Quarter 4, holy shit, that was bad too. For 2022, 636, 834, 804, 680. What the fuck? What happened in 2023 there? 1,004. Something fucking happened. Jeez, that dropped down a lot. But they're keeping their range like right around each other. AEW was doing the same thing until 2023, and then just constantly just dropped, continuously dropping. So no, you do not have the better show. You have great wrestlers. You do. You have fantastic wrestlers on that show. MJF, yourself, FTR when they're not used as shit. Malachi Black, who is no longer there. Guys, friggin' oh shit. Wow, my brain just died right there when I was trying to throw out Darby Allin. There you go. Those guys, they're great. They're fantastic wrestlers. I know there's more that I'm not naming. I apologize. Tony Storm, great. But I feel like the story and the back and forth of changing between heel and babyface every week, and a few other factors, is not good for the show, and it's making the show die. And you can see it from year to year. They're continuously dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. But anyways, back to William.
A lot of the guys in ring. Promo, you guys got like a bunch of guys. Punk's sick, Reigns is sick. There's still things that I need to catch up on. But in ring, I generally don't think there is anyone from that side that like matches any of our guys.
Come on. Come on. Yeah, so that was William Ospreay with WWE. Yeah.